L'amour est l'essence de la vie. Oser et faire. L'esprit rondant. L'amour est l'essence de la vie. L'amour est l'essence de la vie. L'esprit renomme. Il est un présage.
Hey traders, sorry, I'm having issues. My computer is constantly like freezing every like 10 seconds for literally half a second, so it's obviously having problems. So market's having problems, or was it just one of those days where you get a very key set of data that came out and the whole every market pretty much responded to it with some, I think the word for it would be some volatility. I mean, if you think about Bitcoin from its lowest low today at 43,200, it then saw 45,746. So I mean, big swings, not just here, not just crypto, commodities, equities, you name it. So I mean, like the thumbnail's like dump. I mean, is it really a dump when Bitcoin's down 1.25%? No, of course not. It's not like a real dump, but compared to where it was, like, so you bought at the very high today at 45,000, almost 900. Well, you're down a couple $1,000. So, you know. So I mean, like, what kind of like consolidation structure is developing? Almost just looks like you're painting. You know, you're starting to, finally, right? I mean, like, you've had no ability to even start drawing trend lines, at least on the 4-hour. But I mean, you can just clearly see a little, maybe this is in development, and it's so small and undeveloped that it could just turn into something else. But until then, I mean, you're looking at this, dude. I have had this computer. I think it might have to do with my resolution. I've got like 2 4K monitors, 2 1080 monitors, well, 3 really, and I think that's maybe causing the serious freezing. If anyone's in IT and knows, I sent it to my IT guy, but he hasn't responded to me. So it's like, great. I have no idea. It's happened before, but only after I got these monitors. So yeah, I mean, China or Asia is awake, and you know what they normally do. So I don't really like the way the you know, you made a slightly higher high in the previous high and no positive momentum yet. I mean, you know, this is where like you just can't be, after Bitcoin retracing and gaining 30% of its value back from its lowest level. You know, you just can't be surprised if somehow, some way, maybe the gap fills, chat. The gap that's at $40,680. Your issue here is, like, look at your CME futures. You just confirmed a bearish engulfing candle. Bearish engulfing candle doing what? Up thrusting through the previous discernible high from January 13th, right? That was your previous high. That's your trend reversal area. X marks the spot. Yellow trend line here marks the spot for reversing your trend. So you did make a higher high, but just because you made a higher high doesn't mean like you're out of the woods. You've reversed your trend. You have to get above that and stay above that for a while. Or blast through it like it was nothing, then pull back and never back test it again. That's fine. But, you know, with that being the local high, you're still okay, I think, until you break 40,000 and change this gray zone here, because that goes all the way back. So still an open gap, and it really wouldn't be that weird if it filled. It really wouldn't be weird if you back tested 40K. Dude, it's like literally, I'm talking sometimes every 3 seconds. Like, look at my mouse and watch it freeze. Just wait a sec. It's almost like unstreamable. I'm almost unable to just do my work because it's so disruptive. And then it'll go away, it'll gaslight while I'm talking about it, and then it'll just start up. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with Bitcoin. Upsloping price contraction maybe, and there's a lot of room for it to rally and run up to 46.3. Sure, I mean, whatever. You see that? It's so, I can't even draw trend lines because it just freezes. All right, the Gartley played out, but it never hit C before rallying again today. Just for the poll, I would say that the poll. Here's the thing. It did play out, right? Pretty much did play out, because if you think about the 60-minute, and I know it was so volatile and stuff, and we would never play this, you never even care, but just for the sake of, hey, that's pretty cool, that's pretty neat, or, you know,
Oh, would you look at that?
I mean, you did get like kind of a type 2 return at the 786, and then you dumped, and then you got as low as 43,178, which is pretty much C, before it then rallied and then sold off, and you're right, kind of right back where you were, right? So you kind of, it's almost like the yeses and the nos kind of won here. Like, I think a rare instance where both win, kind of, yeah? Trying to read if there's anyone. Oh, I have 2 GPUs, but it doesn't matter. I have 1 GPU running these 4. There's a crackling sound. See, I don't know that. I mean, that sounds like it would make sense when my whole PC freezes momentarily while I'm streaming. I could imagine that it would cause a problem on your end too. Something, yeah, there's signs something's wrong with the PC. Sure, yeah, corruption, corrupted data. I mean, like we're getting backups to back it all up, but it's started, you know, and no, the crackling is my side. It's not you. It's not your fault. Okay.
CKB/USDT when you start requests, please, sir.
Oh, it crackles when I speak. That means I must be too close. Is it better when I'm not at my mic? When I'm further back from the mic chat? I mean, is that preventing crackling or... No, I cannot catch a break, dude. I'll tell you, when it rains, it pours. Oh, man. Just like everything hits you at the same time just about. But, you know, those are moments where we're tested by the universe. And depending on how we respond to that adversity is who we are. And if we do the right things, it's who, you know, it's testament to what we've learned in the past. And if you don't respond well, hopefully it's a learning lesson, or you can learn to get better, right? It's not a mic issue. Okay, and so this is like everything, dude. It's like the set, it's like lagging now. There's just something wrong, dude. There's something wrong. Yeah, for sure. So okay, I just texted my IT guys, so I need them over here as soon as possible because this is untenable. Certainly untenable. All right, so you get the 60-minute. All right, we'll move on. We'll attempt to move on. All right, nice Gartley. It played out. It's over. It's the 60 minutes. So it's like the Gartley fulfilled its destiny. It did everything. And then after it did everything and underperformed kind of, or just performed adequately, didn't see, it then runs. But the problem is, like, you know, that was maybe just like all markets kind of did the same thing. Just volatility pumped, I guess, induced some buying, right, and produced liquidity for whoever it is who went short, and now you're back down. So I can't do this, man. This is so bad.
Restart me, bro. I am tired.
Yeah, I've only done that 50 times.
Is that a joint?
So thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to put on my own stuff because this is just, I can't do it, man. Just hold on a sec, okay? Please empathize. It's funny, I have like the best money can buy too, but these things just happen. It doesn't matter how good your hardware is or how good your software is. These things just still happen. God, I mean, I really do think it could very well have something to do with the resolution differences on different monitors. So just hold on. Okay, we're gonna just keep trying to salvage this and keep it going. At least just give you the updates on the markets, I guess, and then I can just make it a quick stream or something today and just chalk it up as a freaking loss of a day. Oh, God. All right, let's go to Ethereum. Well, let's look at the daily on Bitcoin first, right? Bitcoin's daily, really not bad. It's like, whatever. I mean, you could try to say it's engulfing, but that's not much of an engulfing candle. You know, and the good news I would say the good news here is because of the past couple of days of price action, you made a higher high. So definitively, you were unable to say there is hidden bearish divergence on Bitcoin. You can't. It broke the definition past 2 days. So yeah, you could go for a pullback. You could definitely look. I mean, back test 40K, 42K, sure. Wouldn't be weird. But it's all about the levels, man. If you don't have an edge right now after a really nice move, and you might be looking to pull back, this is where it's like, okay, if you can stay above $40,600, you're safe. You're good. There's still lots of upside potential. But market participants might want to test it like they did in September before you go to those higher levels, right? At the same time, it's like, you know, it may never back test. Like, you know, the new day, it's just, hey, we went 4 days in a row of green candles. Maybe it's time just one red day because of CPI and all the other markets in the macro. We're kind of freaked out by it, but just wait till tomorrow when everything reverses again to the upside.
Restart browser completely. TradingView does that shenanigans even on good hardware.
It's not that.
If it works, spin. Smiley face.
That's not how it works, dude. If you reset your computer, you don't have to restart TradingView. It's nothing to do with TradingView. It's my entire computer. Okay. Thank you, though. So we've still yet to touch that golden zone, which I think it'll happen eventually, especially after making a higher high than the previous high. It may take a week or more, but I think I just think you would cut everything off below 40,600. Your argument for this true breakout that we had, at least supply line breakout. All right, and here's the thing though. Even if you fall below and you can't hold that support, if you end up falling below it and you do end up making higher lows than the previous discernible lows on the daily, which there's one at like January 22nd, like 35.2. If you like sell off and make a higher low than that, and then you start pivot, dude, this is what I'm talking about. I can't do anything because it just freezes. Jesus, dude. As long as you make a higher low than that previous low, that could be a confirmation low before going higher. And then that would get everyone bearish again. Everyone will be like, oh, it's over, dude. It's over for Bitcoin. But the fact that you pivot, you made your bottom, you've now made a slightly higher high than the previous high, you sell off, you make a higher low, everything's good. The trend is still in the midst of its reversal to the upside. So, and it would actually be good resolution. I mean, it would actually show, hey, there is true, very real, identifiable accumulation on this chart. You don't really have that confirmed accumulation argument yet because the previous discernible swing low was the lowest low of the correction. So, I mean, yeah.
Flores Pump tip $23.33. The stream is still 100% watchable. Tie for persevering for our benefit. Can we take a look at $X?
What's up, Force Pump? Thanks to 23.33 repeating, of course. Yes, we will. We'll look at Hex. That I think's okay. Yeah, Hex is like, hey, you know, volatility across all markets. Not for Hex. Hex normally isn't affected by any of this crap. All did you look at the watch list? Yep, another day of volatility. Hex didn't move. It just kind of stayed, and it's up 4% still on the day. Look, anything above 20 cents on Hex is like you have to be bullish. Like anything above 20 is bullish as up. You back tested 20 as support successfully. So now it's like everything is, the stage is set except the impulse up. All right. So that's Bitcoin. Let's go to Ethereum. That's down about 5% today. And here's the unfortunate story on Ethereum. Okay, if we're not talking about the macro, if we're just talking about this asset, taking it at face value, there is now the beginning of the development of hidden bearish divergence. Where a continuation downward is implied. You are in 34 minutes unless we get some sort of miraculous rally upwards, we'd be working on a tweezer top bearish engulfing candle combination that could usher in some follow through. I mean, it's all about the follow through, but like that's never what you want to see. That is normally, right? You have a rally and then you paint a candle like that and it closes like that, then yeah, that's where you pull back and maybe you go to back test 2900 or 3,000, or the old supply line, which you've already backed it. You already got a break, hook, and go. That's what's stupid, man. You got a break, hook, and go confirmation on the daily, and then you just go ahead and paint a bearish engulfing candle after the strongest form of confirmation that you could ever get. So, I guess what we're hoping for is, if this hidden bearish divergence plays out, you're hoping for massive underperformance where Ethereum never falls below 2,900. But if it does, it's kind of the same thing with Bitcoin. This thing could lose a lot of its value. This thing could fall below all supports. And if it just makes a higher low than the previous low, then all of a sudden there's an accumulation argument going on. But everyone would be switching bearish again because it fell below the support. But again, it's all about where would it pivot in regards to its previous discernible swing low, right? Higher low, double bottom, lower low. Right now we got one relief rally at deep retraces, kind of nonstop. And it's not over yet, technically. It's really not even started reversing yet, but you do see, right, candles like this can begin to usher in that reversal. So we will see. Dude, this is unstreamable. On my side, it's like, this is I'm miserable right now doing this. It is so bad. I hate this, man. And I've reset the computer 5 times, updated the drivers, tried to make sure that was good. It has to be probably resolution, or yeah, just pure corruption in Windows, which I've had before. I've literally had that happen and had to, you know, wipe everything. Disable G-Sync. What would that do? I don't know, dude. Yeah, PC repair stream, by the way. Yeah, so not a good candle on Ethereum and many alts, right? Bitcoin just pulls back 1.27%. Altcoins that were underperforming Bitcoin just start crapping out. They're down 5-7%, blah, right? Almost all of them. I mean, it's just, there are a handful that are not doing that, but just, you can't. This is the way the altcoins have always been. You can't be surprised about it. If you are participating in an altcoin, you cannot be like upset or sad that your asset's down 10% today, with Bitcoin only being down 1%. It's always been that way, dude. And guess what? If this is the top, if this is where Ethereum and Bitcoin are pulling back for just to see where we bottom out at, these things are gonna get killed. There's some that were such bad performers, for real, that they could make lower lows than their previous lows from January 24th. There's some that just look like bear flags, where it's just really tough. Like Link, like how do you even, it's like bullish argument because type 2 on the daily, but then you go 4 hours, it's like just a massive, perfect textbook bear flag. Gross. So, yeah, we've had our rally. We haven't made a higher high yet. The downtrend is still intact on Ethereum until we breach 3420-ish and hold above it. Or we don't, and then we sell off and make a higher low and start rallying again, then we recapture the previous high that we put in. That's another way. Yeah, those both good ways. You haven't done either of those yet, so we just might be having to search for where the bottom is going to be. Let's look at total real quick. Total, clearly, this is a big one. This is a big chart, isn't it? I mean, this is like, now things make sense where Ethereum broke out, Bitcoin broke out of their downtrends, but total market cap certainly did not. You just spent almost, my God, 4 days in a row, chat. 4 freaking days. Testing a breakout, but not once did traders settle up above that supply line, and now you're working on a bearish engulfing candle. So, I mean, you know, on total, you could imagine that what was once a resistance, support, could become support again. before the massive markup. We make a higher low there. That'd be amazing, right? But okay, total's kind of telling us something that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not telling us right now. And that's a freaking awesome channel right there. Yep. No breakout, chat. Stuck in between two major horizontal levels. And that's it. That's your total. Next request. Binance Coin really not down too bad today, only 1.75%. Here's the issue though, right? You're still within the parameters of the downtrend, undeniably. You have not made a higher high than your previous discernible swing high. You are testing resistance from history as resistance again, and you've been unable to break it. While you're making a lower high, you were right. We're talking about yesterday. Oh, it's up, it's down. I mean, it all depends. Like more data, you start building it again tomorrow. Dude, this is how bad. This is so stupid. I'm going to rage quit the stream. Like I can't do this. I can't perform. I cannot. I try to grab it and it just freezes over and over and over again. So I mean, like that hidden divergence, bearish divergence would imply a continuation downward. There's not much of any kind of support until like $350. But this is where, everyone starts going bearish again, all massive dumps, and then what happens? Then you type 2. You type 2 return at the PCZ, or you don't, or it just keeps dumping and makes a lower low, and it's a real downtrend. But this is where market participants like seeing confirmation. The first rally, no one knows. When you bottom out the first time, no one knows the bottom's in. Normally, you like seeing the second low get put in, and then people feel way more confident to believe the bottom's in. So that is why it's just important to be prudent on these, if you can be. Cardano down 3%. Dude, it's just like terrible. Like this performance is just blah. It's always been that way, up or down, I guess now lately. It's just like, hey, you confirmed a breakout, then you rally, and there's clearly just not enough demand to keep the price propped up. Bitcoin dumps, Cardano dumps. It's trying to desperately hold on to to try to make a higher low than the previous local low. But it's kind of tough to be that confident when you see, right, a high, about the same low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. But now, a lower high than your previous high. So there is now, it seems like today, less market participants that own this asset on Cardano than they did 2 days ago on the 8th. So that could mean more downside, right? Your hidden bullish divergence played out, but massively underperformed. So at these levels where Cardano is, it's really tough to just, this thing could come back down to 107 if things get bad. And Bitcoin's dumping right now. It did look toppy on the 4 hour with that engulfing and the kind of large wicks and stuff. And you know where these altcoins are going. Whatever Bitcoin does, double it, triple it, where the altcoins are going to the downside. So, and equity is kind of looking not very good either with what they did today, and we're going to look at those in a second. We're just finishing up on all these cryptos, these large market cap cryptos. We'll look at one more, SOL, which was like terrible, dude. Like SOL, it's looked terrible the whole time. Just yesterday we were here, and it's like you cannot be bullish on this asset until it eventually breaches above 150, 155. And here you go, right? Your massive bearish consolidation structure has been respected, chat. And you're on your way to the demand line. And if things get bad, that's going to break, and you're going to be testing 8250 before you can say yo MC or yo MTV wraps or whatever. Okay? We knew this wasn't bullish. It's just this extended consolidation period. This is typical downtrend behavior for assets, right? This is what they do. They dump, and then they just make methodical consolidation. They never come close to threatening the previous high that is discernible. And you're below the 200 moving average. Yikes! You tested it as resistance, and the last time you even saw it was in December, late December. So the first time of 2022 testing that 200 moving average just rejected, and then a lower high, and now you're dumping again. And right, no one's gonna induce us to buy here. But that a lot of times is what consolidation and downtrends is. It's just to induce buying, to provide liquidity for the people that are making this market, right? Supplying them with the orders they need to sell more. And then another markdown happens. So, I mean, hey, I'm not as sure on Bitcoin about where we are on the trend. I think we're still trying to figure it out. But one thing I know about Sol is there is nothing that you could say about this one that implies it's in an uptrend right now. Nothing. There's nothing even like, it's not even threatening to reverse its trend. Not even halfway. So that's the difference between Bitcoin and Sol and Ethereum, you know. Yeah, we can switch to Bitcoin dominance real quick to look at it. We thought this would probably be going to 50% in time based on the triple bottom. Oh yeah, look at this. You know, up or down, Bitcoin outperforms. You're working on, I mean, a bullish engulfing candle in 22 minutes ish. I mean, it's illiquid, so did it gap up on the day? It covered it, okay? And you're about to. Wow, this is a very interesting stat, chat.
Bruh.
So in 23 minutes, Bitcoin will be confirming a daily candle high close above the 200 simple moving average for the first time since October 21st of last year. Multi-month development here, like we just haven't done this. And so I do think after triple bottoming here, you got a lot of upside. I mean, where you're thinking that 47% eventually. Yeah, that will be devastating to altcoins. It's like, you know, Bitcoin sells off, Bitcoin dominance rallies. Then Bitcoin pumps, Bitcoin dominance rallies. So it's like, chances are whatever Bitcoin does, it'll lose value on the pullback where we try to find another bottom.
Composite operator is about ready to end their reaccumulation on Silv. Let's check it out.
What's up, Matthew D, man? Thanks for the 20. Yeah, we'll look at that. We will look at that, man. Yep, Silv, SLV, XAG, whatever. We're going to shift gears now. Bitcoin dominance. Now we'll go to equities and look at the index funds. Leave you waiting no more. Wow. I mean, here's your S&P 500 where you filled a gap, right? We had opened another gap. It was almost like a double bearish abandoned baby, which I've never seen before. I don't know if I've ever seen anything kind of like this. One thing that sucks though, if you look at the 4 hour, it's just not good, man. The 4 hour is like clearly, all right, chat, what is this? Market participants, I guess, don't know on the first, and you know, this was deep enough as retrace to actually begin a bigger rally, but that failed today. That has not happened. So you've failed to recapture or to capture highs above the previous high, which lets you know it's not a valid B2C wave yet, because there could be potential more downside. I mean, you are confirming this is resistance. The fact that you're back below 45.38 changes everything. Look, when you get above critical levels, you're in good shape, you're okay. But when you do stuff like this after breaking above it, that's not good, man. All right, that's where like you could get another nasty big C to D wave down and get an M shape, right? You come all the way down to 4,300. So it's just all about like what will happen tomorrow. It's super volatile, just up and down. Look at the gaps up and down, man. It's very clownish market going on right now. But one thing's certain, we have not captured highs previous than or higher than our previous highs, and we have definitely not been able to hold prices above a critical level from September of last year that has been held as support before. It's now like kind of resistance. So I guess the hidden bearish divergence is still there, and it's still developing, right? So you just pray that tomorrow everything turns around. You just go clownish, bullish, gap up like you did, and you just keep rallying, man. But, you know,
DWAC,
you are below all resistances. You are below the supply line, the horizontal line. You've confirmed the top. You've not even been able to make a higher high than the high from February 2nd. Nothing good about what happened today, technically, on the S&P. So you have to say, all right, if we're above these levels, we're in good shape. We're okay. But if you fall back below them, you're not in good shape. You see what I'm saying? S&P not in good shape till we get back above every level that we were just above yesterday. Okay. Yikes. Dow Jones filled a gap. Nice. And here's the thing about the Dow Jones. Not as bad. I mean, it has successfully today back tested that old high from May 10th that we really needed to stay above. That's a big area. But in actuality, if things get bad for the S&P, this could sell off. And even if it went to 34,368, it would be okay. If you back test that level successfully, that could be almost a long entry. But for now, you're still above that 200 moving average. I think that's good, and support. So it's not too bad on the Dow Jones. I think it would be best if we're above 35,624, the high from August 13th, but you're not. So Dow Jones not as bad as the S&P. I could imagine, dude. Hey, the Nasdaq, it had a good day yesterday. It gapped up. Now it's down 10%. I mean, that is ridiculous, right? You opened the day at you gapped down, right? And you opened at 14,235. And then you rallied all the way up, right? You rallied all the way up to 14,500. Then CPI data came out. Then you dumped and you sold off. And you started breaking below that support. And then you rallied and you closed above it. You technically closed above this insanely critical area. Miraculously. So you're not dead yet. You're still okay for now. What's up, JW? Thanks for the 20, man. Thank you, dude. So it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of follow-through we catch after today that was so intraday violent and volatile, right? Russell 2000 that was doing some really good things yesterday, right? We need confirmation, even if it's going to do these things. It was just right at the resistance, right? You failed. You have now successfully, until this changes, and it could, right? Tomorrow you just break back above it. But what you've done today is like you've technically, what was once a zone of resistance support has confirmed it is a resistance for the first time too. So will we catch follow through and start dumping again to maybe go to 1926, or will you just, hey, the market just is up tomorrow, the stock market can't crash yet, right? And then it just engulfs and rallies. If you get above 2085, you're in better shape, but you're not. You are now below that and have successfully back tested the resistance as resistance. All right, so nothing too bullish on that yet. You can't even say the argument's bullish right now. That's not bullish. Okay, let's move on. Even gold, commodities, all of them got negatively affected by the data today. Everything. All right, just gold, not as bad, right? It was breaking out. It was literally at 1841. CPI data comes out, boom, you're back below it, and you close the day below it. This critical 1833. That's okay though, man. Right? It's nothing. Like it's fine. I wouldn't worry about gold too much, because I think this thing's going much higher in time. I mean, it's like, I think it is time. It is like the accumulation is done, or it's all but finished. And now everything's happened on gold and silver except the massive impulse markup. Silver still, I mean, on this one, dude, anything above 22.91's amazing, right? I get it. Someone will be like, that's a shooting star. Maybe it is. Could also just be nothing, too. Yeah, I think if you're above critical levels, you've shown class accumulation. I think this is still solid. It was just a whacked out day for everything. You get all of them, all the commodities, too. All right, you go to like U.S. oil. U.S. oil did nothing, right? It's still just hanging out. Did about the exact same thing it did yesterday after testing the supply line, so not much movement. And you're just at levels where it's reasonable to believe some sort of pullback could occur. And that's it, man. So we can go to you gonna go to like live cattle futures that pull back a little bit. Oh man, is that a shooting star on? Dude, this is lag. This is me lagging. This is my computer like freezing. So I don't know. Is that a bearish Harami shooting star combo? I don't. Maybe. There's no edge, no bearish edge. Cotton futures just consolidating after making multi-year highs. Soybean futures, massive volatility, right? Hits the highest price today it had seen since May of last year. And you can clearly see once the data came out, this was affected negatively just like everything else on all markets. You see it? Sugar futures, you know, looks like it's trying to bottom out here. I mean, it really is. It's like shortening of thrust for bears, right? The distribution going on, and all of a sudden maybe potential accumulation bottom. And you do have like bullish convergence, divergence going on here that could usher in a continuation of this whole rally. You are in an uptrend right now, but you were just seeing all this distribution here. But like for real, if you're thinking about a range, I think it's really between 1850 and 20 bucks, and you're look, the 200-day moving average is still resistance, and you're not above that support yet. So I think you could let's get some more confirmation. I think you break above those levels, then I think you could continue this uptrend. But for now, it's still kind of like not that bullish, but does look like it could very well be bottoming out right now. Yeah, and if anything, it's like you broke a supply line and you even back tested it as support for now. And so all that needs to be done is break these resistances, and then you recapture 1929, and I think you'll be okay. Sugar could continue upward to 20 bucks and beyond. We'll see. Yeah, so that short idea is just starting to lose its desirability because of the new pieces of data. And then we go to wheat futures. Same thing. It's like making lower high. It's confirming. It's like you made the buying climax, then you said less market participants on the asset than they did before, and now you're confirming that's the case, right? But now it's like, hey, you're not making a lower low yet. You're making the same low. So you're starting to rally again. But today, what happened? Wheat futures, bearish engulfing candle. Very weak, and right below that high from August 13th. Oh, yeah, we need to look at that for sure. Yeah, we need to look at the 10-year. We looked at it yesterday. Someone requested it. Look at this thing. Remember, and what was the consensus on this one? Oh, yeah. Higher prices. Higher soon. Higher soon, right? Much higher. Highest level U.S. dollar, or I'm sorry, the U.S. 10-year yield has seen since July of 2019. So we're talking multi-year highs, and you've broken out. We knew that US 10 was at some sort of a inflection point, and if it broke, what could happen? This type of price action, yeah. And there's very little price action, chat, until much higher levels. It's a straight down, straight up, 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 straight down situation here. So this could go to 2.39% before you know it. But hey, it spent time consolidating, right? It spent lots of time consolidating from March of 2021 to the end of the year. Now you've broken out, and you're going to most likely continue up in fast fashion if history repeats itself. That is history repeating itself, of course. All right. That could have something to do with everything too. Well, I'm sure US 20 or US 2, would you say? Did you mean US 20? I think, didn't they all? Yeah, I mean, it massively pumped. Yeah, I've been here before. It's like a dragon almost. But yeah, it had its highest daily candle close literally ever. Yeah, I mean, this data has only been going on since 2020, but yeah, it was the highest candle close ever, and a bullish engulfing candle. Wow. But still hasn't breached that 2.42% we saw with candle close confirmation in March of last year. So, which, good God, man, if it's a higher low, that's like a crab, way up here. Holy crap. Okay. So now we've got really gone through or gone across the markets. And Bitcoin with 9 minutes to go is continuing to sell off, down $1,000 on the day now for the first time, of the day. Well, actually, never mind. I take that back. Bitcoin's low of the day was 43,217, but you're very close to that. So, first request is I try to soldier on with this really nasty situation with my PC. CKB. CKB. Nothing bullish about it yet. I mean, I get it. Oh, it's an M shape, dude. But it's also like you just successfully back tested a zone of support resistance as resistance. And you've begun to reverse here. So it's like right there, Yeah, like twice. And bearish engulfing candle will be confirmed. See, this is one of those that I'm like, there are some that are, wow, kind of impressive. And then there are most of the S-coins, altcoins, look trash. Like, once Bitcoin starts rolling over any, it's time for the maturation of the hidden bearish divergence and this pathetic little flag to start playing out, right? Hidden bearish divergence, implying a continuation downward with a bearish engulfing candle after successfully back testing resistance as resistance is not, that's good, great combination. We'll look at it, Coleman trailer sales. Thank you, dude. Thank you, man. Beautiful country up there, man. Thank you, dude. So I was just saying, what was once resistance is resistance, bearish engulfing candle, and a bearish edge on the implying continuation downward. In a downtrend, those are all like, if it's a downtrend, then wouldn't that be reliable and probably outperform? We'll see. We will see. If the TA is respected on CKB to the US dollar tether, all this right here just on the daily, being below the 200 moving average, all this stuff, yeah, I'll see you at much lower prices in time. Yeah, don't. CKB. Is it really that surprising? Is that crazy? I mean, like, is that a bad argument to have? We've identified a level of inflection from history where it's been a resistance or support. You're making consecutive lower highs, lower lows since the buying climax in late November, and you're testing that successfully as resistance. Right? And maybe tomorrow it just starts pumping again, but for that is starting to develop. I'm just identifying, something, and starting its development today with the engulfing candle. Yikes. Dude, oh my God, is it so loud? 777 that like you have to complain about it. I mean, that means the music's too loud if you're actually complaining about it. Dude, I'm having issues here, okay? I can't play my normal stuff because I'm having problems on my computer. Okay, next request. Hex. Hex up 4%. Bullish engulfing candle technically will be confirmed in 5 minutes, 46 seconds. Remember yesterday, the successful back test of 20 cents that was once resistance, support is now support again. That's good. That's not bad. Those are good things. Most altcoins not doing that. Most altcoins, all altcoins, not painting. This is not in the same world as the other altcoins in terms of like the homogeny of the markets, where you just looked at CKB. There's countless others that look almost identical to CKB. You name an S coin, it probably looks like CKB. But there are others that's why scanning is important, because there are others that don't look like CKB actually in all the other alts. Hex is one of them. It's different. So until it falls below 20, it's an extremely bullish argument. You break below 20, then all of a sudden, yeah, you'll probably see 17 cents again. But what if you hold it for a type 2 return there? You're still golden. Just make a higher low than 17.1 cents now. That's all you got to do. But it's doing more. It's going above and beyond with the successful back test and potential engulfing candle in 4 minutes. Not much of an engulfing because it was an insanely good one, and now it's pulled back some. Probably was somewhat affected by everything that's happened today. But it's still good daily. It's fine. Positive momentum starting to build again. Neutral on the RSI. Everything's fine on Hex for now. All you can do is just articulate and talk about the levels you're above all the levels. The next level that would make any sense, and I'm saying that just because it's a swing high I can discern, it's 25 cents. It's just that candle high close from January 16th. That's it. And then really above that, it's like all 27.5 cents. So the order book, if you're talking about just an asset, right, where when an asset goes straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down between the level, that means the order book is
loud enough to jam out to while watching. Flexed biceps.
Thanks, dude. Sorry, I'm trying to explain things. I appreciate it though. So when you have those levels where all it does is go straight up, straight down, that means the order book is thin. That means there are just not many people buying and selling at those levels. So therefore, it's very easy for the price to run to that next level that it always runs to. So Hex is in an area where that's the case, where it's like this should be a thin order book area till probably 25 to 27.5 cents. We'll see. Anyway, moving on. That was Hex. Thank y'all. All right, silver, which, you know, silver. Silver Crest, right? This isn't SILV. Yeah, Silver Crest. Is that the case? I mean, definitely shorting of Thrust stuff, right? Yeah, I don't really like this one as much, but I can see, like, because you had the nice rally, and now, like, you've just forever, right? Since COVID, you know, July 2020 over here, you've just been sideways, really, really sideways. We have more data. Yeah, I mean, if you look at this on the daily, it's like almost massive bullish consolidation, right? Like almost like flagging, like pathetic for years trying to fall lower and hasn't yet. I mean, I could see the argument where it rolls over, sure, like where it then makes the M shape or something in the uptrend. I mean, where's the support resistance, you know? There's a candle high close right there too from 2019. Kind of tricky, right? Kind of tricky on this one because it's all, you know, it's making lower highs, but now it's making a higher low. That was the weekly look. Weekly, some bullish convergence. Wow, it was bullish divergence and turned into convergence. So it's just at this point, I mean, all you can say is at least we have identified the critical levels that it needs to stay above. Because I don't think if you fall below 670, you're in a lot of trouble. But like this is like big impulse down, then a lower high, then a lower low, then a lower high, but then all of a sudden like the same low, slightly higher low kind of. And this isn't even visible on the weekly, so. Yeah, I would take it. It's all about like this level right here, these previous peaks. Candle high close in that wick, that little zone right there is your big cutoff. Below that, and that's, look at the 200 week moving average there too. I mean, it's a precious metals, but I mean, it doesn't look as good as silver. SLV, like, you know, Matthew D, I see that, but then you look at SLV, and it's like there's not even. It's freaking perfect, right? It's like there's no, oh, it fell below support, or, you know, locally. This one's like tested it twice. It's beautiful. It's time to rise if it's really gonna do it, you know. And there's the new day. Jesus chimes. The new day. And you go the daily on SLV too. Just like confirmed it, you know. You confirmed that the bottom of the range is support. Yeah, that's not a good candle, is it really? That's kind of gross. Shooting star candle somehow appears. I mean, because of everything got affected today negatively. So let's go back to Bitcoin because it's your, yeah, technically engulfed on the daily. Yeah, like Ethereum was a much more solidified or nicer looking engulfing candle. Yeah, you did engulf today. As I can't even stream today. It's just so bad. It's so awful. Yeah, rate hikes like 50 what is it, basis points. So yeah, I mean, at any point when you do that, you could pull back and try to find a new bottom. And hopefully the bottom, wherever you bottom out at, is substantially higher than the previous low. But preferably higher than the inflection point from history, where if we hold that long enough, we go to 50,000 to 59,000 to 69,000. So yeah, remember, Bitcoin's up 30% in a very short period of time. And on the 4 hour, it's kind of like you just got this developing now. And you made like the same high, slightly higher high, and no positive momentum. Really hard for assets to keep going. And yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, you have up-thrusted through the previous discernible high on the 4 hour, but you have not confirmed it at all. So you can't really say the trend has reversed yet. But that's okay though, because again, it's like, say you up-thrust through it, you did make a higher high. So all we got to do now is whenever, if you do sell off, just make a higher low. And then we will begin the development of the argument of trend reversal, right? Higher high. Now we need a higher low, wherever it is. Hopefully it's as shallow as possible, right? Stays above 40,600. And then we can start saying it's, yeah. And then you break above your previous high, you run up to the next levels, which I think the next major one's going to be on, you know, at least this downtrend event, like 52K. So the good news is you pull back, right? Mildly, moderately, even fall below the support. You pivot, make a higher low, then you run again. All you need to really do then is to start making a higher high than your previous high. And then you're just starting to say, oh, we're beginning a midterm uptrend. They could last. So yeah, I mean, this is, I think, where we are. The 4 hour, those wicks right there on the second high with the engulfing there, that's not bullish. That just means that you could be confirming a top sin for now, and we could be looking for lower prices. It may not be too bad. It may not be awful. We'll see, right? All right, so next request, since we were just looking at Bitcoin because it was, you know, at the top of the hour, we just go to Bitcoin. Hey, can someone give me some Jesus chimes for this? I mean, is that not literally incredible, dude? I think that's legendary. That we're catching maybe even a type 2 here on this textbook bearish bat pattern, you know? Hey, it broke the supply line, but hey, you can't ignore the 886, the W shape. So yeah, you're just probably on your way to 3K. You can test that very critical level. I don't know if it holds, but it's going to be looking for a bottom, and all you got to do is just make a higher low than the previous lows, and you'll be all right. Yeah, you just, if you're surprised about Ethereum reacting at an 88% retrace from its previous discernible swing high, you are not a frequent viewer here, or you're not a participant in our community, because this is the most, like, duh thing you could ever ask for, right? It's perfect. Scott Carney would be like, extremely pleased with this. He'd be like, yes, perfect. Just remember, this idea was articulated initially. We're talking like down here, when it developed that potential inverse head and shoulders structure, right? I mean, back in late January, this was like, hey, this is where it could run to if we're beginning to see the D wave, and here you are, and lo and behold, you're reversing here, at least reacting here very well. So I would say that's clutch. In the end, right? Unfortunately, from one little high, February 8th to today, that's very, very real bearish divergence. You know, I've been out of the office today, eye appointment, haircut, all these other things, errands I'm running, the car stuff. I have signed for the car. It turns out, oh, I forgot, dude, it's like, you can't get mad at me for reacting the way I did yesterday about the guy who's selling me the car, or leasing me the car now. He said there was no touchscreen while I was live, and I complained about it. And then, like, after the stream ended, he texted me back, and he's like, "Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yours does have touchscreen." So I'm like, why would you even tell me? It made me, like, freak out about it. It's just like, what? Getting gaslit. All right, so let's see what happens. I mean, you could talk about fib retraces, but I think there's a lot of potential support down here at like 2,900. Think about the 200 moving average, the bottom of the inflection zone, right near the supply line of this channel. Is probably near 382 from the previous low to high. Well, I'm hoping we just get some massive underperformance. You pivot, making a higher low, and you run again. I'll show you the car I'm getting. I think I got delisted because it's done now, but like paperwork and stuff. But let me just try to find it. Nothing about it. I'll show y'all. I do want to get. Yeah, it's gone now. It got delisted. Crap. I can still give you what the picture looks like though. That's pretty much it. I don't even know if these are all 2021s anyway. Yeah, they are. Let me go to the next request real quick. Yeah, this is the one. This is what I'm getting. All right, next request was DWAC. Still holding, man. That's crazy. That is impressive. I'm very impressed with DWAC today. It hasn't like invalidated the reversal of the bearish engulfing tweezer top at the supply line of the channel, but it's not moving. It's not falling below 74.77, which I think is a very important level. As long as you stay above 74.77, you're all good, man. But if you break 74.77, I think you probably are going to at least $58 to $52. So it's all about the levels on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay above them, you're fine. You're in the upper part of this channel, where you could eventually go to $100. You know, test the top of the channel again, and just remain irrational longer than market participants can stay solvent. Right after bearish divergence, the bearish divergence is not playing out right now. I mean, it's like it began to play out on the engulfing, and that's about it so far. It hasn't done anything else. So the important thing is to just understand you're above levels you need to be above, and that's good. And you, like on a day like today where index funds kind of got wrecked some, this only was down 0.62%, only down 0.45% after hours, 82.51. So sorry, I got serious sirens going on over here, so I'm trying to spare y'all, you know. All right, that's DWC. I wish there was more to talk about. It hasn't done anything in 3 days, Tommy. Sorry, man. But it's okay. That's good. When it shows bearish reversal signals and doesn't do anything for days, that's kind of good. That's like underperformance, right? All right, next request. Paper to wrapped ether. Wow. There's nothing I can do here. It's so illiquid that I've nothing. Like, you can't even... How do you analyze this, dude? Like, legitimately, how do you analyze it? Okay, here are two levels. Here are your two levels. You're in the dead middle. That means nothing, right? If you're in the dead middle of a major range, there's no argument for a long, right? Because you're just gambling. You flip a coin, it goes to the top of the range. You flip a coin, then it goes to the bottom of the range, right? Whichever way it lands on, whichever side of the coin it lands on, right? So it's like not, even with it being so illiquid, if you were talking about just traditional technical analysis, looking at a chart, it's not even at a level that seems reasonable for a long. So that's it. That's your paper to wrapped ether. This is something like this. Normally not something you should be requesting, but I do appreciate the support. Sure. Richter scale, not a chart. Pretty much, dude. Yep. Remember, total market cap bearish engulfing candle after your 4th day of rejecting or closing below the supply line that is very, very real, undeniable for now. But remember, Bitcoin did the same thing. It spent 2 days rejecting the supply line and bearishly engulfed, and then the next day did nothing, kind of tried to hammer, but not really, and then just blasted off, right? One huge impulse candle up 10 to 15% up, right? So, whatever. Hopefully Total could do the same thing. It's going to require Bitcoin, though. Anyway. Hex, we already looked at Hex. That was it. That was the last request. There weren't many today. When we have days like this, you can imagine, right, how things are. So let's see. I mean, you know, it can look bleakest before the dawn and just Bitcoin rallies, but we just need some price action. Need to buy. We need bids to come in. Need bids, but yeah, I could totally get why, like, maybe you begin to try to look for a bottom after you make the high February 8th and you rally the same high, but then, like, locally within 8 hours you test these levels and reject them, and then you bearishly engulf, and then you catch fall through. This confirms the bearish engulfing candle, but it hasn't made a lower low than February 8th's low yet. So let's just see how this develops. Just gotta wonder if it's just a joke. Hey, it was just the day they announced it, things got volatile, and then they just sedate the volume like they always do after the event day and the next coming days or something. We'll see. All right. 4009 more likes, still 400. Oh yeah, what car am I getting? Yeah, I'll show y'all. Sure. It's not. This is the car. This is the car I'm getting. It's a BMW 2022 M5 competition, fully loaded. Bluestone metallic, which it's not really blue. It's more like silver, but it's just called Bluestone metallic. Yeah, that's it. Not 2021. This is 2021. The 2022. There are not many pictures online of the 2022 at all. So just kind of like, huh? Yes, touchscreen. Has touchscreen. Yes. That's crazy though. On the poll though, with the 60-minute Garley, like, but everyone was right because it did top out and then sell off. But then afterwards, before it hits C, just before it hits C, then it moons and invalidates the whole thing, but then dumps again and is like at those same levels. It's crazy. Why would it not have touchscreen? Because supply chain issues. The newer ones now that are coming out that they're making, they do not have touchscreens now. Like, you know, if I wait and I want a 2022, the same car, the ones that are coming out now don't have it. So yeah, carbon fiber roof, I believe. Yeah. All right, so I'll leave y'all with that. Thanks for coming out. I'm trying to get this computer stuff situated, but I don't know what I can do until my IT guy comes over, and I appreciate the 800 plus people still tuned in. So yeah, I'll leave y'all to it. Thank you for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Wish me luck on the computer, and I'll just be back. Until next time, respect the T. A.